Good afternoon, good morning, whenever this finds you. Hello, fellow time managers, friends, my dear friends, whom you know I call you all the ForeverFree Corps. I mean business about this. I'm serious about the business of time management, of managing my time for the glory and the pleasure in pursuit of the presence of Jesus Christ. That's what we're doing this for, so that we might have more time with Him and so that we might manifest Him better to others. I want to take a few minutes of your time, please. Please hang with me and review what we've done so far. I promised Calvin that I would put this all in a little bundle on video form and ship it off to you guys and sort of bring us back to kind of a starting point and for a launch into some more work we're going to be doing this year on developing this absolutely ministry critical skill of time management. So let's get going. Okay, first of all, before we talk about anything else, we have to talk about practice. There are studies that go along the way that anybody wishing to master anything needs to spend something on order. If you want to be a top violinist or a top golfer or a top martial artist, or if you want to be a top salesperson, whatever it is you do, you need to be engaged in it at least 2 to 3 hours a day. So, salespeople, that's their job. But even like golf, I mean, if you want to be a top golfer, the top golfers spend 3-4 hours a day, usually 6 days a week. Most everything that I've read in studying this say that most everybody takes a day off from something, whatever they're pursuing, just to decompress and relax. So, but you have to practice. So this skill, like any other skill, requires practice. That means you just have to get up and do it again. You have to get up and do it again. And don't think you're going to get any better at this if you don't practice. So here's an encouragement to practice your time management skills. Now, you might remember the first thing that we did was a quick inventory. And what we looked at and asked ourselves was, how do I manage my time today? What do I feel could help me become a better time manager? And where do I see myself in 5 years? And when I asked that, I meant as a result of becoming a better time manager. So let's do a quick inventory if you don't mind. I want us to, this is part of today's assignment. Do this for me again. How are you managing your time today? What do you feel now could help you become a better time manager? And if you would please restate, it can be short, but just some kind of a where do you see yourself in 5 years? This is always a good thing to do, by the way. We're always reimagining ourselves, fulfilling our destiny and pursuing the purposes of God. And we get changed every day by the glorious work of His presence in our life and the Word of God, the study of the Word, and we're around people who preach and teach, and we're engaged with people in ministry in different kinds, and so we're always renewing this vision of our future. So please, if you would please just recapture this idea. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? The second thing that I had you do was I asked you, what are your top 3 benefits that you hope for from becoming a good time manager, and what are your top 3 obstacles? And the benefits I'm displaying here as these tomatoes, just because that's always the fruit of a good hard gardening endeavor, is these big, beautiful, juicy, red ripe, super delicious tomatoes. And so I thought benefits is like tomatoes, and then obstacles I thought of as hurdles. I'm not much of a hurdler, and I don't like hurdles, but we've all got to face hurdles in order to grow. So what are your, I asked you at that time, what were your top 3 hurdles? And what I want you to do now, instead of the top 3, just identify one single benefit that really drives you, that really motivates you, that you really hope for, that you're really looking for, that you really want to get out of becoming a better time manager. Just one benefit. And then what is your number 1 obstacle, that number 1 thing that you think gets in your way? Okay, let's do that. Now, the next thing I asked you to do was go down to the store, or order online. Thank you, Amazon. Something like this, a notebook that you could use to start writing and planning your day. And the instruction was simply label the day and for tomorrow, and put all the things you really have to get done tomorrow, and then label them in order of how you're going to do them. 1, 2, 3, and then line them out as you get them done. 1, 2, 3. And also, every day should have one item on it, repeat, and that is plan tomorrow. Got to plan tomorrow. Every day, got to plan tomorrow. Okay, so I asked you that. The question is, how are you doing with that? How does that look today? Look down. Look around right now. Where's your daytime at right now? Go get it. I want you to go get it. And if you're proud of it, take a picture of it on your phone and text it to me, or put it on an email to me. If you're not keeping that, then here's an encouragement. Go down to the store, get that notebook, and start managing your time with a to-do list that's prioritized. 1, 2, 3. Don't do number 2 till you're done with number 1. Don't do number 3 till you're done with number 2. You get the idea. And so that's what I'm asking you to do now. Relationships. Now, I had given this to you guys before, and I had asked you to identify your critical key relationships in your life and to write out your goals. Well, I want you to ignore those goals. I don't want you to talk about goals. I don't think, goals should have relationship component to them, but I don't want you to define your goals or your relationships in terms of your goals. I don't think that's really healthy. So I do think it's very healthy, though, to identify your role in the relationship. What is your role in the relationship with this person? And is there kind of a theme, a current theme in this relationship? And I'll give you an example. My role with Michelle is I'm her husband. I'm her example. I provide for our family, so I'm a provider to our family. These are my roles in my relationship with Michelle. She's the love of my life. She's my number one absolute top priority relationship. That's my number one relationship in life. The theme of our relationship is affection and peace and fun. These are themes in my relationship with her. See, those aren't going to be the same themes that I would have with my boss, Chris Lawless. Different role, different themes. And how I serve Chris is different than I serve Michelle. Of course, you see that? That's not hard to imagine. So I want you, for all those relationships, and limit this, by the way. This should be the tight circle. Danny Silk talks about the expanding, the concentric circles of relationship. These should be the people most closest to you, or to whom you have a great deal of accountability in your life. So a boss, you may not be close to your boss personally, but you have a lot of accountability to that person for how you spend your time, how you behave, your attitude, etc. So top relationships, roles, themes, and how do you serve this person. Okay, new stuff with a deadline. Okay, do the opening inventory again, as I asked. I mentioned doing the number one time management benefit you desire and your number one perceived obstacle. I want to see those. Send me, when you can, a text of your daily plan, one that you're proud of, and it would be great to see one from a few days back with a lot of lines to it. Okay, that would be cool. And now start working on this content that I mentioned about your relationships, the content of roles, themes, and how do you serve this person. So start working on that. And I want all this stuff, guys. I want all of it by the 14th of July. Can you do that for me? Because I really want to get busy on Dream Go this year. And listen, if this is overwhelming for you or too much for you, you can drop out. Don't feel compelled to keep up with it. But I'm being very encouraged with some new relationships I have here in Austin with the people at Bethel to really dig into this year. And I really hope to get into a serious business launch for it this year. And again, remember, the promise is, if you'll hang with me, if you'll if you'll follow along with me and do the things that I put out here for you to do, and just give me some feedback on everything that we do. Whatever I do forever is free to you. That means any product, any seminar, any book, any conference, any online class, anything that I ever produce, it's for you, it's free forever. Okay? So listen, I just want to say thank you. May God bless you. May the presence of the Lord overwhelm you, and may you feel his joy in a deeper and deeper way every day. God bless you.